All right, I guess we are on the air. Hello, everyone. A wonderful good morning or possibly good afternoon, depending on where you are. Thank you very much for tuning in and welcome to the official launch event of the ECOVACS X-series, broadcasted live from the airport studio in Düsseldorf, Germany. Now, my name is Thomas, and as you can probably imagine and tell by the smile on my face, I am extremely happy and very excited to be your host today. Now, the long-awaited newest ECOVACS family members have finally arrived. And today, ladies and gentlemen, we would like to introduce you to the technology and all the specs and features of this new robot series. And we also want to talk about the positive impact that the X1 family members may have on your daily life. So there's a lot of stuff to talk about and a lot of stuff to look forward to. And if you have any questions regarding any of the topics that we're covering today, please feel free to just pull out your smartphone, scan the QR code that you can now see on the screen, punch in your question, and you're all set. We're then going to collect all of those questions. And at the end of the show, we will have like 10, maybe even 15 minutes to answer as many questions as anyhow possible. All right, enough talk for now, so let's dive right in. And first of all, I would like to introduce you to our first studio guest today, and that is ECOVACS General Manager EMEA, Dr. Anna Golovac. Hi, Anna, how are you doing?
Good, very good, thank you.
It is really good to see you. Now, we're finding ourselves, as I just mentioned, in Düsseldorf, which is also the city of the EMEA headquarters. And now you have this big launch. Are you excited about it?
Yes, I'm really thrilled that we're bringing to the market this latest innovation. The future robots today, they enable consumers, they empower consumers with the latest cleaning experience, but also with the unique classic design. It's a true combination of the automatic floor mopping and vacuuming, together with unmatched navigation and object detection, together with the new voice assistant Eco, and all of that in the classical design from Jakob Janssen.
And of course, Anna, we're going to talk about all those features and everything that you mentioned all throughout the show. And 2022 is actually a quite special year for the EMEA region because you guys are celebrating your 10-year anniversary. First of all, congratulations there. And Anna, please be so kind to give us just a brief introduction. What has happened in this first decade of ECOVACS EMEA?
Thank you. Yes, indeed. The year 2012, 2022, a 10-year milestone for us. So let's roll back and what has happened in 2012. This is the year when we opened the EMEA headquarters in Düsseldorf. Moving on to the year 2013 is when we launched our first mapping and smartphone connected DEEBOT. Year 2014-16, these are the years of further innovation that we've been bringing to the market. Year 2017, the launch of Osmo technology, first two-in-one technology on European market combining vacuuming and mopping. This is also the year when we launched DEEBOT X, the product for the window cleaning, true automatic window cleaning. Year 2018, opening subsidiaries in France, Italy, UK, and Spain. This is also the year when we launched Ivy technology with Osmo 960. And this is the year 2018 when ECOVACS Global entered Shanghai Stock Exchange. 2019 is the launch of Osmo 950. One of our best-selling robots on European market, being known for being #1 in dust removal. Year 2020, the year when we bring the combination of vacuuming and mopping and auto-empty stations. And the year 21, when we further premiumize and bring further innovation on the market, with the products like T9 family and N8 family. And today, the year 2022, the year when we are really pleased to bring further innovation to the market, with the biggest breakthrough being X family. This is the first global all-in-one solution that empowers consumers for the best cleaning performance together with the unique design from Jakob Jensen. But more on that we'll talk later. Let's pause a little bit and talk about our business in EMEA. Currently, after 10 years, we are operating in 30 countries through the number of the customers. We keep on growing the market, and in the year 21, we have grown 33% year on year. All of that with the aim to bring the robot for every family, to really look at our consumers and understand what they really need. Let's have a quick look at some of the video showing our consumers, please. We all do that with the aim to bring a robot for every family. For these people, we create the products. We understand their needs, we understand their desires, and bring the innovation both for the floor cleaning, but also to other categories. And today, I would like to touch briefly on two other categories that we bring to the market, which is Airbot and WinBot. You can see here the Airbot, and the Airbot is the true revolutionary mobile and cordless air robot solution. It's the product that combines air purification and also the product that really monitors air quality, also with the voice assistance. And also launching WinBot. This year, we are bringing our most intelligent and safe robotic window cleaning solution to enable consumers for the best cleaning performance for their windows. But of course, today we'll have more and more discussions about the X family launch, tomorrow's robots today.
Thank you very much, Anna, for this great introduction. And of course, we will see each other again later on with our Q&A session and the questions from our audience. Thank you very much. And now, ladies and gentlemen, of course, we all want to see the ECOVACS X-series in action. And therefore, I'm very happy to welcome our second studio guest today, and that is Product Marketing Specialist Santo Rayandran. Welcome on board.
Thanks. Happy to be here.
How are you doing, Santo?
Good. Great day.
Perfect. Now, to give us a jump start here, what exactly do you do at ECOVACS?
So I'm from the product marketing. And one of our role beneath conducting product launches is to connect our ECOVACS technologies and bring their benefits to our users. That's what I'm here for today.
Yeah, and we're here to check out this brand new robot. Can I just pick it up?
Sure.
Okay. So this, ladies and gentlemen, is the all-new X1. This is from the upside, and this is the downside. Here we see those rotating mops and everything. Now, the first thing that really stands out here with this new robot is the all-new design. And the design is actually Danish. Why so?
That's actually a quite interesting story, because we wanted to design something unique, something premium and symbiotic between our ECOVACS visions, live smart and enjoy life. That's where the Danish studio Jakob Jensen Design comes in. They provided us, for the X1 family, ultra-modern minimalistic design and timeless design approach. If we go deeper and look into the robot, we see that there were high standards on the quality. Every detail had to be right. Everything had to be crafted to perfection, like the material, the surface, the icons, and nothing was left to chance. So that's why at the end you see it as one of our key feature, extra premium. So which is also underlining the key message of the X1 family, which is the tomorrow robots today.
Yeah. Now this one here is the X1 OMNI, which is only one family member of the X1 family. So how many family members do we have?
We have altogether 3 models.
Okay.
Yeah? 3 models. Beneath the X1 OMNI with the widest functionality, we have also the X1 Turbo, which is focusing more on the mopping experience part. Means it's having an auto clean station and the rotating pads, for example. The other one is the X1 Plus. The plus we know from the naming already, it is equipped with an auto-empty station. So it's either you have these features or the others. If you want to have all the features, auto-emptying and the cleaning part together with the mopping, then you will find it in the X1 OMNI.
Yeah, and this is the X1 OMNI, which means it's the top model, so the mothership, so to say. Now, when we pick this up here, maybe I just want to hand this over. Can you please explain what we see from the outside here?
Yeah, from the outside, you see, first of all, the Jacob Jensen design that we already spoke about. So there's a metal top cover. You have structural components that you have here on the black part. An LED icon, not a button. Mm-hmm. So the LED, the top cover that we have already is stick to magnets. So, and if we look to the front side, we see that there are several kind of cameras. Let's say camera, but these are the obstacle avoidance technologies of ECOVACS. So we have the True Detect 3D camera. We have the other one, which is for the AI-based camera, the AV camera. And the third one is actually a LED indicator. This indicator is to notify our consumer that a video communication is taking place. So the both obstacle avoidance technology together is called AV 3D.
Okay, and there's one more thing I just want to point at, and that's these three holes that we see on top here. I don't know, maybe you can tilt a little bit so the camera can grab that. Are those actually microphones?
Exactly. These microphones are for a new voice assistant that we are using. So ECOVACS developed an own voice assistant, which is called YICO. So the benefit that we have here, or the advantage, is that we have a much broader command list that we can use with the YICO. That's actually funny and a good thing that I would like to show you very quick.
Hold on, let me just do one thing, because first of all, I would like to see the downside again, the lower side. And by the way, can we take those off?
Yeah, you can detach them.
Okay, because I think we're going to do that for the moment, since we're not having any tiles here. Okay, now just set it down.
Let me turn it on first. And wait a few seconds until it's booting.
Okay.
So let me try the first action with YICO. Okay, YICO.
I'm here.
Come here and clean.
Okay, let me check where you are. Please stay where you are for a while.
So this is the advantage that we have, for example, compared to other smart home appliances with
like
Alexa.
Over Alexa or Google Assistant or
Exactly. The benefit is really that the robot can recognize and locate you and really come to your position and clean. This would not be possible with other ones, for example.
Okay.
Let me stop the robot for a while. Okay, YICO? Stop cleaning.
Perfect. Wow, and I guess now we can just switch it off and put it back on the base station.
Exactly.
And speaking of which, let's now talk about the base station, because as we mentioned at the beginning, this is the X1 OMNI. It's the largest base station, and there is also good reason for it, because when we lift the top open, we can see two 4-liter water containers. Container number 1, and the second one is the empty container. Now, what are those containers for?
So actually, the first one is for the fresh water. So it contains maximum 4 liters. The two purposes for the fresh water. So the first one is actually to fill the water tank, which is inside of the robot. So each time when the robot comes back, it will be refilled. The second is actually that it will be used for the mop washing. So the robot would come back, the mop will rotate, and it will be washed. And for this purpose, we have the fresh water. If you mop or wash the moppers, of course, the dirt water will be created, and this dirt water will be pumped into the dirt water tank.
Okay. Now, I already put them away. Now, what is the advantage of those rotating mops that we see in this model here over the vibrating plate that we've seen at the predecessors?
Exactly. There are two different systems. So the vibrating ones are really moving back and forth with this time 600 vibrations per minute. The benefit that we have, or the advantage with the rotating ones, is there's a higher coverage of the pads itself, and we are having a spring inside, which is exerting a pressure towards the ground. We have really up to 6 Newton pressure, which is towards the ground, and obviously you have at the end a better mopping experience.
Perfect. Now, Santo, can you very quick, just talk us through an entire cleaning cycle. So let's say I just got my new robot. This is my new X1. The battery is fully charged. I have the freshwater tank fully filled up. Now, of course, the dustbin is already empty. By the way, we can open this here. Just show that real quick. So that's just the dust bag. And we can shut this again. So how do I start the cycle?
So you simply press on in the app the auto button. The robot would start. It would start with a vacuum and mopping schedule. And then in the app, you can set a periodic time where the robot should come back for washing the mop and refilling the water, like a pit stop. So it is either 10, 15, or 25 minutes. In this time, as I said, mop washed, water refilled, and then the robot continues the cleaning. And if the cleaning is completed, then it would go back to the Omni station a last time to empty the dirt inside the robot to the auto-empty dust bag.
Yeah.
This is the one part. And the second part is that you have, at a very last time, mop wash, and then a special function will start, which is the auto-dry function.
Okay.
And this is particularly against the growth of bacteria and the odors.
Yeah.
This is something that we have with this function here.
Which means that there is like some sort of a blow drying function included, and then it just completely dries those two rotating mops. So there's no odors, no nothing.
Correct.
Perfect. Well, now we talked quite a bit about the hardware, which is already impressive, but to be honest, what's just as impressive is the software. And for that reason, let's talk a bit about True Mapping 2.0. I know some of you guys may know this function, this software functionality from its predecessors, but it still is so amazing. And maybe you can pull out your app and just explain real quick what this is.
Yeah. So the True Mapping, first of all, is our marketing name for our navigation. So this navigation is based on a system which is called LiDAR, Light Detection and Ranging.
Okay.
So what is there behind? So at the height of the laser tower, a laser pulse will be sent out in 360 degrees. And everything that is get reflected by that will be catched by a sensor. And then a map will be created out of this. So unlike the commonly used sensors like the LDS, laser distance sensor, we are using another one, which is called DTOF. We are using a DTOF sensor, which is having much, much more better performance. Means it is more stable. The laser has a wider range. It is more accurate. And this is, of course, enhancing the map creation process.
And now we want to see the app.
Exactly. So if we look to the app, then I can show you that I have mapped already my home environment. Okay. So you see my bedroom, my living room. And the benefits here is actually that you can simply tell the robot, okay, just clean the bedroom, for example. Or you can even say, okay, this area in front of the bed, this should be cleaned.
Okay.
You can even, for this cleaning schedule, you can decide that which kind of suction power level should be used or water flow level could be used. This is all possible with a robot.
Amazing. And one thing that people frequently ask about is actually whether they can also let the robot run in the complete dark. What's your answer to that?
That is no issue for this robot, because it is actually one advantage that we have with the DTOF laser. The DTOF laser is such stable that it has no real issue to navigate through the dark. So if you're an end user and after a long movie night, and you wake up in the morning, you can simply forget the popcorn kernels crashed on the ground, because it is all cleaned and made sure during the night, and this is fine for the morning.
Okay, now one more key feature that we definitely have to touch on, and I know you just scratched on that just briefly before, is obviously obstacle avoidance. One of the features that divides a good robot from a perfect robot. So let's say I have it clean my bedroom, and you have like socks flying around or maybe a cable or so. How does the robot deal with that?
The robot, first of all, would have no issue with that, because it's the first time with this X1 family that we are combining both our leading technologies for obstacle avoidance. So we have 3D structured light, which is recognizing objects to the millimeter level, and we are having the AI camera, which is called for us IV, the IV camera. So the IV cameras are having a pool of objects which can be recognized, and this kind of pool will be used for the obstacles that is really in front of you. So if you have a socks, for example, the IV camera would recognize it as socks. The TrueDetect 3D sensor would really sense the object.
So it really knows what it is that it's seeing?
Exactly.
Okay.
And then by knowing what it is, it can decide what to do. It can really overpass it. It can go turn left side or right side around.
So let's say you have a footstep or something. It would, of course, pass the footstep, but it would not pass a sock, for instance.
Exactly.
Okay,
exactly.
Perfect. Now, one last thing is, I know that the camera also has a secondary use case, and that is to actually have a look at your apartment while you're not there. So you can communicate with people or possibly even your pet, which is kind of fun. How does that work?
So this is actually a pretty easy thing. So you have in the app a function which is called video manager function. So first of all, we need to say that this video function is on demand. So the user can decide when the camera is really in this purpose switched on. And it is password secured. So if I go to the app, I really need to type in just the 4 codes. And then the camera function would start. You would see really directly through the camera. You see a vision of everything in front of you, and you can start a voice call. You can start a voice call just if you want to call a friend of you, and you simply start, and then you can directly talk, and the one in front of the robot would hear everything, and you have a two-way communication.
Wow, quite impressive. Definitely something I want to try out. Thank you very much, Santo, for this brief introduction on this new X1 robot. And of course, we'll see each other again in, I would say, 10, maybe 12 minutes. And then we're going to have our Q&A session. And once again, just in case you have not sent us your questions yet, you may easily do so by just pulling out your smartphone, then scan this QR code that you see on the screen, punch in your question, and we will collect all of those questions. And at the end of the show, like I said, in just about 10, 12 minutes, we will answer as many questions as anyhow possible. So don't want to miss that. All right, ladies and gentlemen, now I would like to introduce you to our third guest today. And our third guest is running his own YouTube channel dedicated to technologies of the future. And he has an impressive amount of almost 500,000 subscribers. And on the occasion of today's X1 family launch, he came up with some very interesting thoughts on what technologies might be most promising for the future and how much of the future we are already seeing today. I'm very happy to welcome Jacob Botomp.
The future is now. Never before have so many people lived so luxuriously, and never before has the world of technology been so exciting as it is today, because there's so many new technologies coming. And today we want to find out together what might be the greatest next technology. My name is Jakob Botomp. I'm a researcher at the University of Cologne, and I'm also a science YouTuber running Breaking Lab, the biggest German channel about technologies of the future. I've published over 100 videos around the topic, which have been clicked over 50 million times, so you'd think I'd be able to spot exciting technologies of the future. That may sound a bit exaggerated, but I will try to provide the proof right now. Let's take a look at John D. Rockefeller Sr., the first billionaire in the world and the richest person in modern times. He lived in absolute luxury. But so do we. There you see Rockefeller working at his workspace, and he was working a lot. Legends say that he even celebrated every year the date he got his first job. It was the 26th of September. When he had something that he needed to be researched or had questions while he was working, one of his first points of contact was his assistant, Joseph H. Boyd Jr., a close confidant who organized his daily life and helped him wherever he needed help. But don't we all have a Joseph Boyd Jr. in our pocket? I mean, hey Siri, what do I have to do today?
Hold a keynote at ECOVACS product presentation.
Now, cleaning was something Rockefeller probably only did in his early years. He came of a poor background and worked, for example, as a dishwasher. At least this is what you read a lot. We don't really know if the story from the dishwasher to the richest man is real, but true is he worked his way up. Later, he had huge estates. This picture here, for example, shows his organ room in one of his estates, and it would be probably unimaginable if he cleaned it himself. Of course, he had his people who cleaned for him. And what about you? I mean, we meet today to see a new device that cleans for us at home as often as we want, when we want it, and this for a broad audience. Let's come to the last comparison, his car. He had several cars. They were the newest of the newest. The best could drive up to 140 kilometers per hour. Not bad for his time, but at most below average for today's cars. And the other features of his cars performed even worse. Air conditioning? No air conditioning. Heated seats? No way. And how about safety features? Airbags? No, not even seat belts. Suddenly, the 140 kilometers per hour max speed doesn't sound that great anymore. And I'm happy we live in a time where even the cheapest cars have seatbelts and airbags. So we saw that there are many great technologies today that improve our lives, and the simple fact that those technologies survived the time and became present in our daily lives proves that it must be somehow a good technology. But what is it specific that makes the technology great? Well, first of all, it has to support us in our daily lives. It has to make us happy, make us faster, more efficient, or otherwise benefits us. And if it's not a 140 kilometers per hour car without any safety features, that would be a great advantage too. So we found some insights which might be the keys to a future technology. Let's get to the next technology. And I'll admit, next technology is more than just one technology. It is a set of tools. I'm talking about artificial intelligence. First of all, this is quite a buzzword for me. For example, I use AI in my research, which always sounds very fancy and people love to hear this, but if you look closer, I'm actually just using mathematics and very strong computers. To be precise, I use an XXL correlation machine that recognizes correlations mathematically. The special thing about this is that it's such an incredible, powerful tool that we can do almost anything with it. That's why I see it as one of the greatest technologies of the future. It will enable us to get more and more personalized products. It can be used in health, entertainment, organization, robots, and so on. It is a future technology itself, and also it is the key to many other technologies that would not be possible without AI. Then one thing should be considered. Would we have thought 20 years ago that robots would clean for us, cars would drive themselves, and we would suddenly be able to talk to computers with AI? Sociologist Daniel Bell once said, "Technology, like art, is a soaring exercise of the human imagination." Our imagination is constantly being surpassed, and it is unlikely that one day we will reach the point where we can no longer imagine anything. And this means that there will come even more great future technologies we can't even think of today. And those technologies will make our life even better. And that's a future I'm looking forward to, and I hope you do too. Goodbye.
Thank you very much, Jacob. That was a lot of food for thought. Now let's get back to our X1 family today and our robots, and also the amount of innovation baked into those products. And Anna, what is the source of innovation at ECOVACS?
At ECOVACS, we are really proud to be the industry-leading innovators. And we have over 1,100 patents. Most importantly, we have 800 researchers who are working on the innovation every day to bring the products to the market.
Yeah, and design, of course, is also included in that very innovative work that you're doing. Now, what do you think about the new design language that Santo and I already briefly touched on earlier?
The cooperation with Jakob Janssen is a very important milestone for ECOVACS. We have the opportunity to really cooperate with the most famous design houses in Europe, and we're really proud of the result. Working together with Jakob Janssen Design, adding really authentic Danish minimalist style to our DEEBOT X1 family, turning the robots in the house into true art pieces.
We were very excited when we received ECOVACS's invitation to join hands to design this new generation of products. In fact, we have been making strides in the field of smart robotics. For over 60 years, Jakob Janssen Design has often been approached and asked to define and visualize what the future may look like. Empowered by ECOVACS's cutting-edge technology, we were able to visualize new products for a new era of home living. We sought to present them in their ideal form. We don't just design objects, we design experiences. We look at our products as works of art because the users will live with them.
So through extensive research and a state-of-the-art design process, we're able to create a product that is both elegant and efficient. Every detail is so carefully considered and reworked over and over again. All this effort is part of our own process in our own pursuit of perfection. we take great pride in that so many of our initial thoughts, ideas, and aspirations made it all the way into production. I'm certain that the new line of Airbot and DEEBOT will improve the home environment for so many families.
All right, so now we already received a lot of information on the X1 family, and now, ladies and gentlemen, it is time for your questions. And just in case you have not posted your question yet, please be so kind, just pull out your smartphone, scan that QR code, post your question, and you're all set. And I already have quite a few questions on my iPad. So once again, if you haven't done so yet, do that right now. Now, Anna, first of all, I have a question myself. Now, in the very beginning, you talked a bit about one robot for every family. How close are you guys in bringing this vision to life?
We're definitely on the case, Thomas, and I would pose the question back to you, asking how many families do you think own the DEEBOT nowadays in EMEA?
Well, I can tell you this much, I know 3 of them. I would assume, I don't know, let's say 300,000.
Well, currently there is over 1 million families in EMEA who own the DEEBOT, and that number keeps on growing with every day, of course, which we are happy about.
That's quite a bit. Now, speaking of numbers, now Anna and I, we already talked a bit about, everything right before the show, and you came up with a very impressive number on how many soccer fields is being cleaned, size-wise, by DEEBOT robots. How many is that per year?
We could be talking about per year 650,000 soccer fields per year. And for those who might be not in soccer as I am, it's like cleaning Berlin 5 times.
Yeah, welcome to the club. Not a soccer fan here, but the number is definitely impressive. Now, Anna, you guys receive a lot of positive feedback from YouTubers and other social media influencers. Now, what about real-world journalists? I mean, like magazines, and such. How do people respond to ECOVACS products?
We are really humble and proud with the awards that we're getting from the magazines and from the journalists. Currently, we have the likes of the awards from IF, from Red Dot Awards, from A Awards. We have the awards from Chip Magazine. And of course, we are really looking forward to having X Family on the list as well.
Perfect. Now it is time to switch my cards to my iPad and also the questions from our audience. Once again, they're just coming in one by one. One last reminder, if you haven't posted your question yet, you can do so right now, and we will pick them up immediately. Now, the first question is, and of course, Santo or Anna, either of you can answer however you wish. Which consumers are buying these products? That's the first question, and what I'm picking up here is, who is the target group?
Great, Thomas. I will take that question. Well, our target audience, the current stage, is those ones who are looking for the extra convenience, extra cleanness, but mostly it's also the audience who is looking for some special design cues, and that's why the Jakob Janssen design is coming into place.
Perfect. I hope that answers the question of this person, and then we have the next one. By the way, you can also leave your names, because most of them here appear as anonymous, but some also leave their first name. Now, the next question would be the following. What trends do you see that could help this product succeed? I guess this might be another question for you, Anna.
Yes. So the key trends that we are seeing is the one that has been there for a period of time, which is people try to find the time, to buy the time. And we used to say this is not possible, but actually robots freeing up the time to do the daily work is the trend that we are tapping into. Another trend is that the robots are not only about the floor cleaning. We see that coming across a number of the categories. We're talking about the window cleaning. We talk about the air purification, as we mentioned. And another, which is not the least important, is about the design. Consumers want to have their homes a representation of their style. And this is coming across a number of industries, including robotics. There are demands from consumers for robotics to be stylish. And that's important.
Perfect. All right, so the next one then comes from Johan, and he is asking how much better is the X1 series versus last year launch product from the T9 series, especially when it comes to the cleaning. Maybe that's one for you. Asking because of the much higher price. Santo.
That's one for me, a product-related one. So
okay.
Actually, there are several aspects and several reasons why it is really better. Because if we look really to the key features of the product, we have the extra convenient part. So compared to the T9, we had only an auto-empty station. This time we have an Omni station where the auto-emptying part is already included. Additionally, we have the auto-clean part for the mop. The mop will be washed. Then there's the auto-dry function. The water tank will be automatically refilled. These are at least a lot of aspects that is additional to the T9 that we have. If we go or look to another key feature, it is the Extra Smart. From the T9 family, we know we had only True Detect 3D, or we have used the IV. For the X1 family, we have combined them. Another aspect that we have. So with a better obstacle avoidance, you have better cleaning performance. This is another part. If we go to another, the third key feature, I can talk a lot.
And you're in love with the product, I can tell.
That's right. It's the extra clean part.
Okay.
The extra clean part contains, first of all, the high suction power. So we had 3,000 before. Now we have 5,000. And the Osmo Turbo part. So compared to the T9, we had the Osmo Pro vibrating mopping plate, and now we have the Turbo rotating ones.
Exactly, we talked about that.
Yes, exactly.
And you know what, Santo, the next question actually refers to those rotating mops, and the question comes here: how does the washing of the mop work? Can you explain that briefly?
Yes. So at the bottom part, there are two structured plastic layers, and when the robot goes back, then the rotating pads will move over these structured parts.
Okay.
And then with the water together, you have it's rubbing over it.
Okay. Okay.
And then it will be cleaned.
And then the dirt water is getting sucked out.
Exactly.
And it's then being delivered to the second tank, and you can just take it out and just throw it out.
That's it. Yeah.
Okay, perfect. How can you turn off the voice control? I think that's another Santo one.
A lot of times Santo ones. Yes. It's actually easy because the default is already switched off.
Okay.
So it means if you turn it off once and then you want to turn it off later, it's really in the app. There's a function, switch it over, and then.
And since before we talked about Yico or Amazon or Google, which means you can make a choice within the app, I would assume?
Not within the app, because if you use Alexa, then you have this Alexa app.
Yeah, of
exactly.
course.
But if you use the ECOVACS Home app with Yico together, there's really a function, turn it off.
Perfect. Then the next one. When will this product be available? Very important question. When is the exact launch date?
The launch date is already known. It is available from the 14th of March. Means from then, the X1 OMNI is available. And if you want to have more information, you can really check our website. Everything is there.
Okay. Here's another technical one. I'm sorry, Anna, but I guess we have a lot of techies watching today. What is the video call really for? Because house pets are often afraid of the voice from vacuum speakers, and your kids you can call simply using a phone. That's probably true.
Okay, the question is, why do we have this, actually?
Pretty much, yeah.
Yes. The video manager function is not only containing of this video call, the voice call. There's another part, which I did not mention in the introduction before. It is the area control.
Okay.
So imagine you are 2 weeks not at home, or you want to check during the time no one is at home. There is the area control function, therefore. Means the robot will go to several location points, turn around 360 degrees, make pictures of it, and will send it to you. And so you know all the time what is happening at home. This is the second function of that.
Yeah. I'm so sorry, but it's another tech question. But maybe you can answer that, because I know you're already handling the X1 at home. So how much maintenance is required for the X1? I guess that's one for you.
Yes. So actually, from the maintenance perspective, it's quite well maintained. So you can be using the dust part of the robot up to 60 days without the out emptying that. And in general, from my business schedule, I quite often just forget that it exists.
Yeah.
But yes, it's quite well maintained for the convenience perspective.
Okay. And maybe just as a little add-on, Santo, what about the water tank part? How long does the water tank actually last? And we know it's 4 liters. The fresh water. The fresh water.
Yes, several days. So it is not just for one day that you use. We are really talking about square meters of 300 square meters. So it is really.
Okay.
And it lasts a long time.
Perfect. Then here comes a funny question, and it's actually a good one. Anna, this one is for you. Hold on, now my iPad is just doing funny things here. How do you know well, where is it now? How do you know, how do you measure that ECOVACS products or ECOVACS vacuum cleaners are actually cleaning 5 times Berlin per year? How do you guys measure that?
Yes, it's actually linked to the territory that, you know, there is official territory of Berlin as a city, and then there is official calculated space that the DEEBOT can actually clean, right? And we have a number of the robots that have been sold through the year, so that multiplied into that, and then it gives you the answer.
Perfect. Okay, that's statistics. Then maybe Santo, there's another one for you. How does the auto empty work? How does it work? I mean, we had this function before. I mean, now we have those water containers, so now it also works for the mopping part. Before, it already worked for the vacuum cleaning part. But how does it work?
Actually, pretty simple, because if you look to the dustbin which is inside the robot, you see that there's on the right side a slot. So if the auto-empty function is starting, then the dirt will be sucked through a suction channel through the slot inside the dust bag. So that's it. It's not more.
Okay, perfect. Then here is another question regarding the Airbot. What is the main function of the Airbot?
The main function of the Airbot is, of course, air purification. But it's also, because it's a robot, it goes between the different rooms, and it can monitor the quality of the air. And voice control, as I was mentioning already before, is one of the additional features. But it's the key function is the air purification.
Okay, perfect. Then, Santo, here's a question for you. What is your favorite function on the X1? Because you're so, you know, you just love that product, as we just heard. But what's like your key takeaway? What's like a key thing that you really like? By the way, you can hear those airplanes in the background.
Yes, I've tested it. So for me, it is the extra convenient part.
Okay.
It is really the part that you just simply need one time to fill in the fresh water tank, and then everything is done by themselves, so by the robot. And this is for me.
Yeah. And you know what? For the moment, I'm not receiving any further questions, and that's why I'm also going to ask you, Anna. What is your favorite part about this new product?
For me, it's a combination. It's a combination about that it's all in one, that I can literally forget about the house cleaning, which is some of us with the busy schedules can do. But also, what I really like about it is stylish design, fitting into the house. And that's, for me, this combination. You're forgetting about it, but when you remember it, it's a stylish moment in the house. So that's my favorite.
Perfect. Well, at this point, I would like to thank you very much for sharing all this information with us today. It was amazing having you, and it was amazing to see you guys' presentations. And of course, we're all looking forward to the X1 launch. So thank you very much, Santo, and thank you very much, Anna. And of course, ladies and gentlemen, we would also like to thank you for your attention. We would like to thank you for your time and, of course, your interest in ECOVACS products. And just in case you need any further info in ECOVACS, in the X1 series, or any other ECOVACS products, please feel free to maneuver to ecovacs.com, and from there you will be taken to your country or region site. So once again, thank you, and most importantly, please stay safe. Have a good day.